All right, we are live. Let me just share this with TikTok as always. And here we go. And I have a 140 centimeters table, so 1 meter 40 centimeters, and still have a lot of shit laying around. All right, so we are starting just now. Well, let's see what we can actually do. We can actually go with the flare today. And here we go. Go live. Nice. So today we can actually go on, as yesterday we set up like this possibility to watch videos online and stuff like that. Maybe we can do something similar. Yeah, maybe we continue with that. And we watch some couple of videos to learn something. Yeah, that would be nice. All right, cool. Then let me give you the possibility to comment as always. And now I will pop up the Twitch chat, so we all be on the same page. Cool. I see people joining already. That's nice. By the way, thanks everyone who subscribed yesterday on Twitch. Honestly, you're all amazing. I want to thank everybody who's here for the first time as well. And let me actually also go Discord and share with you guys this. All right. Everyone or asyncers. I am live on Twitch. Here we go. Also TikTok. So that's nice. Yeah, cool. I'm waiting for the first comment though. Yesterday we did a lot of oopsies. Yesterday I was fighting with this file upload thingy. Man, I hated it. I hated it super much that I questioned my life, man. Hey Rev, how are you? How's it going? Glad to see you again in the chat. Cool, man. I'm seeing actually that there's a creator dashboard that I'm just aware of. I'm literally like a kid, man. I usually don't know what to do with these unless they send me like some comments or some notification telling me, hey, there you have a dashboard, you can use it. Hey Lord, thanks for being here. It's very funny to say hey Lord. I will call you Z. I will call you you are Lord Z5T. What's your name? Let me know your name here, so I can call you by your name. And also it's a good activity for me actually to remember people's names, because then Hafid or Hafiz. Actually, I don't know if you know I'm Arab or not. So your name is somewhere there, somewhere Middle Eastern, right? Unless not, maybe you can be Romanian also, or yeah, I know Romanians use the Z a lot, like Razvan or something like that. So yeah, that's also cool. Damn, you're Arab, Mehdi? First time for you to know? Yeah, I'm Arab, man. I am Arab. It's me, Ayman. My name is Ayman, man. What do you expect? But yeah, I call myself Async Stack. You know, my Async Stack was actually a very good name. Yeah, I kinda created the whole thing, and then I was like, what should I call myself? Like something that I don't see everywhere. So I was like, yeah, what's the thing that is the worst that I actually work with, which is asynchronicity. Like synchronicity, actually I knew recently that JavaScript actually was made synchronous in the beginning for like years and years. So then it came up to me that, okay, maybe I should call myself Async Stack. That would be nice. By the way, right now in this moment, I am uploading a video on TikTok so people actually can hop from it. Tends to be that's a good one, right? Yeah, he's nice. So your name on GitHub, thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The thing is about internet, once you are on it, you're public. Once you actually share a video or do something, you're public anyhow. Yeah. And then yeah, everybody knows me now. Where do you live, bro? I live in Germany. Whoopsie doopsie. Actually, TikTok is connected for a second. And now it's back. I'm a data engineer trying to transition to software engineering. Can you give me tips? You are a data engineer? What did you study though? Because studying something close to engineering or close to IT and software engineering, in particular, you will be able to do something without even needing help, right? Hey, Maddie, I think I have an internet issue here. I see right now that I'm actually uploading 7 megs per second, so that's nice. But it was lagging, yeah. Okay, it keeps lagging for you still? I'm not sure. On Twitch, is it lagging for you guys? If yes, then I will log out everything. Yeah, today actually my neighbor came up to me and asked, hey, can I have your Wi-Fi? And I said, yeah, no problem. Maybe him right now downloading something. Maybe it's him. Yeah, that would be nice. Anybody of you have like a TikTok account and you see that people actually reach out to you like very much, trying to actually convert you into this TikTok agencies, right? I don't understand what are these in particular, but I think that it's sus, kind of like everybody is trying to get me into these agencies, and I don't understand. And then I learned online that they get paid when they acquire a live streamer. And then I check what they do. They just acquire these live streamers that play against each other and stuff like that. Yeah, it's sus for sure. But yeah, we were talking about the neighbor. The neighbor is sus, and also these agencies are sus as well. Yeah. Okay, so nice. So yesterday we did this part where okay, the application is running. I'll show you okay, you only on Twitch can see this, but I will show it with files. So we had a controller here called add noise. So this is the add noise part. I'm gonna clean up a bit today. Like I'm gonna just clean up this, make sure that it's actually getting uploaded, and also it's getting uploaded to the correct one. So this is the file. So I didn't actually check yesterday like, is this actually uploaded, and then find out that yes, it is there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna upload one by one, like to here, and make sure that it's actually uploading correctly, you know, right? And where I'm going to upload from, I'm going to upload from the other asset folders that is uploaded in the front end. So let me explain to you how this happened. Like what's PMPM? PMPM is NPM on steroids. Basically NPM came out and people want to trust NPM more and find like a good alternative to use. So PMPM actually seems to have NPM packages more maintained for some reason, or maintained before NPM itself. For some reason I saw that people prefer it for stability reasons and vulnerability problems. So sometimes you I remember Mongoose had a lot of vulnerabilities, so basically you can use MongoDB models with Mongoose, and then these models are sometimes a way to hijack your app or something like that. So what they did is that they talk to PMPM to actually just the owners of it or the contributors of it to only upload or adapt the packages that are safe, and then people started to use it. But you can actually search this PMPM versus NPM and you won't find like very big differences. They would say, yeah, it's faster or efficient, but that's not something that you need to, right? And one second also thing that I heard of is that flattening of node model structure. So NPM uses trees, basically uses folders or besides folders and so on. But the other one is a non-flat node model structure. So basically everything is probably in one folder and mapped by JSON. And yeah, it uses less disk space, they said. But I don't know. I don't think that this is actually even a problem. Whenever you have like packages installed, you just get these functions exported as modular functions. So here and there, or minified or not minified or whatever, it's gonna be like a difference of milliseconds. Depends maybe on big applications, but I would hear from you guys. I would hear from the people who are experienced, like the big difference about all of this. Cool, keeps node models clean, they said. Yeah, right now I'm actually Googling this. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Disk space. Well, it's just small kilobytes of disk space, so it's not that big of a deal. Is W3 School good for learning coding? Yes, it is. It is. I started actually learning CSS with it in the beginning, and then I moved to something else. All right, cool. I'm really glad that now we have people joining. Let me do one thing though. I will use a flare. Flare is something that you find in TikTok to actually reach out to more people, which is really amazing, because then for 30 minutes it will just boost up your live stream. You know what I tried to do today? I want to reach out to 150 viewers at the same time on TikTok, because that will unlock some stuff. Oh, baby cry? Nah, don't worry. His mom is with him. Yeah. My microphone, man. My microphone is like, yeah, I did configured my microphone to not have noise, like to not disable noise. And look, I would just move my hand on the table. You can hear it. You can hear this. You can hear this. Maybe I'll use this one. Oh my gosh, like you can hear everything else that is not my voice. Yeah. Why stream so late today? Oh man. So tomorrow I have an interview. Every day I have an interview. So tomorrow I have an interview with a company called JobRad. JobRad is a company acquired by DB Band. What they do, they just lease bikes for people living in Germany, basically, and they do business to business also stuff. So I passed all the technical interviews. I passed everything, and then they invited me to Freiburg. So I was working on a page right now on Adobe paging, on IPM paging for Adobe. And then I was saying to myself, if I continue working on this, I can finish it by 3 a.m. or something like that. Or I can just say that I'm sick tomorrow because I'm anyhow going to have an interview. And I'm telling you this just because now if you go to my boss, you will tell him, but I don't care, honestly. I would be happy being fired than more staying with them, actually. Anyhow, so yeah, I told them that I will continue working on this page later on, and I'm going to live stream, and that's it. So your third job? Not knowing about a third job, actually. It's gonna replace one of the two. So today, fucking hell, I will tell you a lot of stories happened today. A lot of things happened today. Oh my gosh. So now I have multiple like stuff happening in my life. Like I have or it's also I'm preparing some partnerships with some AIs coding tools, and yeah, they tend to pay good, and I actually checked all of them, their code bases and stuff, and it was really nice. So I was thinking, yeah, why not, to help you out to grow. And I'm going to also make videos, so I'm going to learn how to edit videos and stuff like that. But before we do all of that, let me actually show you what happened today. Okay. So today, this is funny though. It's a funny story, but everybody would like to hear it because honestly, it's a really good thing to hear from experienced people when it comes to this kind of shit. But yeah, so by the way, guys, I am also on Twitch. I'm gonna share my Twitch here, so you can subscribe there. I'm affiliated, or follow. And by the way, all your subscriptions on Twitch are going to a charity. So I will actually show you on the end of the month, all the money going to a charity. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I will continue the video. By the way, after continue the video is made. Yeah, I will. Don't worry about that. I think we were hopping yesterday onto videos on YouTube as well. So I was thinking that you're talking about that. But yeah, you will find also all my streams on Twitch, all of them. You can watch them, have fun since I started, right? And you will learn a lot because I honestly struggled a lot. All right, cool. So I have 2 jobs. One of them that I always talk about, which is Adobe, right? We will call it A. And Adobe is a contractor. I do there whatever they tell me to do. So what I do here, basically, they have like this packages, one of them called Spectrum CSS. I don't know if you are guys aware of this, So Spectrum CSS is owned by Adobe, and it is maintained by Adobe as well. And Spectrum CSS, you can contribute to it, you can make it yourself, and actually you can start even editing, and they will acquire your editable components. Basically here, as you see, Adobe logo is here, you see, and it's really nice. I mean, I like it a lot. I learned a lot using it. For example, this button should be primary, this button should be secondary. There is like this data test IDs that we use with this button for sure, to know exactly when do they fail and when not, and so on and so forth. So Spectrum CSS is a very big thing. They have also something called Offer TS or something like that, which is another topic. I'm not sure that I'm aware of talking about it or not, but it's fine to not talk about it. It's not that big of a deal anyhow. So contractor, it's really good. You don't get paid much though, because you are in Germany, and we have our friend here on Twitch said, come to Cyprus, there is no complaints there, and the relocation is easy, and also you can grow your children there and you will be happier. And it's true, actually. You can be very happy in sunny places, very cheaper than here for sure, and taxes are minimalistic, right? But anyhow, so I was with Adobe for a long period of time, and now on the gray zone area, I am in an area where I don't know if I'm gonna continue or not. Honestly, it's gonna plumb at any moment in the next few months. So what I did here, I said to them, okay, I'm gonna then look for something else. I mean, I am looking for something else, and it's aware, they are aware of that. But today I have my first job, and I have my yearly check-in basically. And every year, can you guess what is your yearly check-in? Basically, on your yearly check-in, you discuss goals. You say to them, hey, I wanna have either personal goals or company goals. Company goals can be like, hey, maybe migrate the application from React to Vite, for example, right? This is a big one, actually. If you are going to take the whole project from React to Vite, you're gonna move 1,000 files at least. And then personal goals can be, for example, for me was like learn German, for example, something like that, because I'm living here, right? So then the yearly check-in also, you can talk about, let's say, salary, right? So what happened is that because I actually have multiple sources of income, and some of them being SaaSes, for example, I have a couple of SaaSes that I didn't show you, but they are not really very big of a deal. They are kind of like PDF sign, like something like that. This is one of the things that I do, and it's not very known. It brings you like 100 euros a month or something like that. So I have this couple of stuff, but here in Germany, if you are actually getting any multiple sources of income, you need to declare, but basically declare, which means that you, say, hey, this is my declaration part, and I'm actually paying this, paying that, and doing this and doing that. So please, please take your taxes and leave me with at least half of what I made, and that's fine. So I went here thinking that they are not going to increase my salary or something like that, and I'm going to be like, okay, you know what? Just let me be safe. I am here. I am happy with whatever I have, and I'm happy just to be safe, right? So I was there, and I saw that finance from the company was there, HR was there, and boss was there, and I was here, Ayman, like that's me. At this moment, I was like, okay, we are sitting on the table, and I'm like, okay, there is a problem here. Like someone will get fired. But then they told me that they support kind of what I do, and they don't feel bad about anything. It's just that what they need me to do is just to focus more into like goals and stuff like that. And I ended up actually having a raise of 2.4k brutto, and also with 6k bonus a year, which was really nice. So I entered very, very stressed about what will happen. I ended up actually with 8.4k raise, which is nice. I mean, yeah, actually not 8.4, it's 4.4, because there was actually 4k, and then they added 2k on top of this. But yeah, this is also cool, right? So it took me like some time to rethink about the whole thing, and I said to myself, okay, if actually we are talking about pros and cons, like my pros maybe when it comes to work, and cons, And I thought about it. So the first thing was that I onboard anyone, right? Even if you are a bird who wants to to work with us, I will onboard you and I'll teach you how to code, right? And that's really good because this is something that makes the company spend less money. So if you are a student and you want to be onboarded with me, I would feel happy even to make you a senior in a year. I don't care, right? And the second thing is that they also think about how much talkative are you or how much communication skills you have. So comms actually is very important thing. So to help on board is really good, but comms is the most beautiful thing, because imagine if you are a coder who knows everything but don't know how to call, like to communicate, and do not know how to reach out to other people, then you will always you will always be doing an extra milestone, right? So for example, if you want to talk to the backend guys to tell them, hey, maybe you should reformulate your backend in terms of APIs for this certain API. I think that if you do it, then I will be able better to process the data. Otherwise, if you don't know how to do this, then they will just never know, and you will end up doing computations, which is like higher order components or higher order functions that does something extra, right? Third thing, and he told me, and I was actually happy with it, that I am independent, which means that whenever he gives me a problem, he just leave me and I'm there to solve it. So these are the three things that they liked much. And cons, I thought that I would be like, hey, this. My only con was multitasking, because I multitask a lot into a lot of tasks. Let's say tasks or branches, because sometimes each branch is actually a new task, and I end up sometimes doing 70% of this task and then moving to another 20% on another task, and then I like something else to do and I move here to 60 another percent, right? Cool. So that's it. I mean, this is really bad what happens here. So the cons were like really low, and that's why I ended up with a raise. And honestly, I feel like working in Germany is really easy. What matters is that you just follow the trends and follow actually what other people do, and do only your job and not more. Not more. Don't go the extra mile. If you are a good coder, you code an AI to talk to them. I agree with you here. Probably that's also another solution that you can do, right? Some guy on TikTok right now, because I'm live streaming everywhere. You get 84,000, you mean? No, I'll get more, bit more, maybe 86 a year from each client, maybe like that. So I have 2 clients, so together I don't know how much, but that kind of area. So this guy said, Nime or Ni or whatever. He said that he's seeing me every day on his For You page, because I'm actually streaming at a very good time when I know that my fellow coders are actually looking on TikTok or surfing the TikTok. By the way, being on TikTok is sometimes just random, but if you go, there is like this tool. Let me find it actually. I don't seem to have it on this PC, but there is this tool that tells you what other people are using, and you can know exactly when other people are posting, and that put me into like a trend where I know exactly when to start live streaming and stuff like that, and also I know how to use these flares. So you don't use these flares that they give you on the beginning of the stream. You just put them whenever you have around 30 viewers. So now I had 30. Whoever will come in you with this flare will see 30 viewers plus, so he'll be like, okay, this guy's saying interesting stuff, so he will stay, even though sometimes that I say random stuff, like I be talking about random shit, right? So yeah. Thank you, Jifa. Congratulations on your raise, she said. Thank you a lot. Hello, Germany jobs require only English? No, actually, German jobs require English if you are in the IT field. I think that's only... No, I heard also that they require English in translation fields. So if you want to work as a translator, for sure, they require English. And also, they require English in accountant fields. So now there's a lot of people coming to Germany that they don't speak German. So the accountant knows that that's a high valued person, because if you are a high value or high skilled person, they won't require you to know German to come here. Or let me explain it to you, not like this. I'm not filtering people or saying that there is people better than others. I'm saying that certain diplomas require only English, which is IT, mechanics, maybe engineerings in general, and yeah, anything with a blue card, which blue card, it's like a title that you can come with here, and it's a really good title, which means that you'll get paid more than 50k, let's say, something there. So if you actually an accountant who speaks English, then you will acquire only good high skilled people, right? And that's amazing, right? And that's it, right? uh, hello, can I get GitHub repo of this project? Yeah, I'll share that. I'll share with you the link tree. On my link tree, there is everything that you need to know. So here you go, it's there. And I read some Twitch comments now. Mr. Z said, not gonna lie, time is also too late for me personally, for example. But I know, man, I will start streaming earlier, day by day. But today is actually an example where I couldn't because I had a lot of things to do, right? How many hours you work on each job? Around 4 to 5 to 6, sometimes like that. So I end up sometimes overworking. I end up sometimes doing nothing. So days I sometimes work 2 hours. On other days I work 8 hours. On other days I work 12 hours. It depends, honestly. But I never work 20 hours a day. No, whenever. Like, I cannot do that to myself. Yeah. Freiberufler? Yeah, I am. Can you train me to become a senior? I'm on my way though, but I will be glad to have some help. Sure, you can contact me. You can share your email. I will just put into your calendar some time, and we can talk, and I can actually ask you a couple of questions, and I train you about that. Yeah, I have no problem even doing this for free, because honestly, if you have a group of people that we can talk, we can discuss JavaScript, we can talk about coding, I would be really, really, really happy. Okay. Yeah, you can contact me on LinkedIn. I would be happy with that. And also everybody who wants to learn or who wants to kind of be offered some courses or something like that, I would be happy to offer like a very low price or something like that for a group of people. So it would be like, hey, bring your buddies and I will like charge you, all of you, 20 euros a month, an hour. So that's like it. So you don't have to pay it yourself. You pay it to you and your buddies, and I have no problem doing that. It's just whenever you communicate, you will be able to even learn. So I will be able also to learn. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Z, that you're going to sleep or whatever, but yeah, don't worry. I'm putting that into my calendar, and I will be actually doing earlier live streams. If you see on my calendar on Twitch, you will find out that I usually stream at 1 a.m. Now it's different, right? So Rev, I will go back to read your comments. He said that there is actually companies in Cyprus that do relocation. It's better to grow children there for sure. Weather probably. Also, there is American schools in Cyprus as well, and English schools a lot, and Russian schools for some reason. And yeah, mostly sunny weather and cheaper rent from Germany for sure. That's and earthquakes. I'm kidding, but yeah, there is everything in Cyprus and the sea, right? Nice, feels good, man. All right, man. Thank you. Our company software is very special, and I want to grow internally first, so I'll like to explain. Yeah, you can actually let me know about that, and I will help out. I mean, anything that you want to learn, and me personally, anything that I wanted to learn came out automatically because I was put in a situation where I said yes and I'm not ready. So let me explain to you how that works. We had a big project coming up in our company, and the project is about implementing high charts, or actually migrating from Apex charts. Apex charts is a package for charts, which is easier actually to manipulate. And then we are upgrading to high charts because of one functionality only, which is hover on multiple charts. So whenever you hover on one chart, all the other charts hover the same, or hover on the same timestamp. It was really cool, like feature, and we didn't want to build it from scratch. So we said, okay, we will take high charts. All right. And who took that? It took like 3 months for me to do it. And I was like, okay, no problem. I will do it. I have no problem with that. And I did it, and I was really happy. But the thing is, I ended up learning so much about like charts, so much that I just got actually I don't even consider myself a senior developer because I always learn, right? But I finished that task and they slapped the senior developer on my title on Teams. Basically, you have your title. Sometimes the people can read it. And they slapped, and I was like, okay, maybe I am in this topic when it comes to front end. I have the mindset to realize whatever task that they give me, right? And then, yeah, for sure, you become a senior with time. Basically, 3 years is enough in JavaScript, I think, to be given to call yourself a senior. But you still need to know about event loops, about the micro taskings, about the macro tasking, about how things architecturally work and how you can call promises and what happens under the hood and all of that. It's something bad sometimes that you know that there is a person who just revised them and memorized them and he doesn't even understand them, but he says them in interview and he gets a job. But while you need actually sometimes the opposite, to be understanding them and implementing them and helping yourself actually to maybe showcase them, right, in your portfolio and so on. That's very important, right? Yeah, it's the courage, yeah. So Jifa said that's ever true. I realize people become seniors without being ready. It's the courage, yeah. True. You don't be ready for it sometimes, yeah. Cool, I mean, hey, next, how are you? I saw you on Twitch. So yeah, don't discourage yourself. Just be ready at all cost and say yes. Say yes, you will be okay. The yes theory kind of thing, kind of approach, right? I've come in the streams before to yap about Next and TypeScript, but what are you building? Today we are not building anything in particular. I was actually discussing with them how I was actually loading assets before and how they are actually coming up from React directly as assets, basically as files. But now we developed something called add noise, which actually uploads the file name, and I just checked right now and I found the assets already loaded on the left side of my screen, and as you see there, it's a preset. That's amazing. Okay, so Jiva said her system at work is currently running on legacy GS, so I'm currently advocating for automated testing, okay. So you want to automate your tests, or what do you want actually to do, right? Do you want maybe to introduce some tests on this legacy code, or do you want to maybe migrate to Vite testing, or are you using React in particular? What are you using exactly as a framework? Blood said, bro, touch some grass. You're so nerd, 24 hours coding. Today is actually around that. Yeah. Rev said, maybe you create a website which people can request a class with you. Example, beginner lessons from 8 to 9 prices. Okay. Yeah, 30 euros split between students. That's actually a good thing. Like, you can group students into one place and they will be able actually to do classes. Very good idea. I will do it. I have actually a website ready, or a virtual machine that I can actually install that on. And I will do it as a Next.js app. So next app that we are going to build after this one, I want to finish with this one because it's really fun and I want to distribute it so I can learn how we can stress this application, how we can blow it up. And when it gets blown, I will learn also about deployments. I'll learn also about how I secure my APIs, about how I cannot be DDoSed and stuff like that, because I still know nothing about that topic, nothing literally, right? So I am going that way. So we still here. I'm gonna stream every day. I don't care. Imagine by December what we will have. How many people will have followers? Around 100k if we go this this pace. I mean, I have TikTok now. It's like 15k. I don't know even how much. And every day I'm having like 100 plus. So imagine, like, we can go very, very, very good. Yeah. And if that happens, then I will be super happy. I mean, then we will reach out to more people. I saw that someone actually was talking about communities. We are a community right now. We have Discord, even though that we don't communicate too much on Discord. But I would like for you guys to communicate. I have like some couple of people that does say something sometimes, and I like to answer them. But I don't have really that much time sometimes to write. But I was thinking maybe to share every day a problem for us to solve on TikTok or on Discord. So then we talk about on TikTok, which is a really good thing to do, right? Oh, so Jifa is saying that they have their own custom GS language, basically GS, but pre-written with GS prototypes with ES5. Okay. And she cannot use modern testing framework. She's either having to configure her own compiler or do her own stuff. Cool, man. Okay, so Sam said that he's ready to Dockerize my application for easy deployment. Feel free, man. I will be really happy to see that. And I will read every file that you do on a PR, and we will test it together. Actually, I'm seriously also thinking about switching this application to not only work on WSL, because some people actually find it redundant or not even the good thing to do. We probably will jump to Cursor soon, or we'll change our IDE to have all the stuff that we need in our UI, basically like Docker and stuff like that. But for now, we can continue wherever we are doing, and it should work also. Oh man, Shaded asked a very good question. You do anything outside of GSTS, .NET, Spring? I did Spring a bit. I'm not really a good Java developer. I'm really a junior in Java. I don't know much. But I do Python. I like Python a lot. I like automating tasks with Python. And why I do that? Because I feel like super much fun doing some automation. So here, if I show you something, when I started this in my public folder, actually I threw some PyScript to actually get some white noises automatically imported from other websites. So I imported requests. It's really redundant code. It's not that clean, but download files, you have the URL files, and the URLs are basically here, right? So you have your all URLs from another app online, and then you just do everything to download that. All you download it, and then here you go. If I just stop this, you will see that I download the files into a downloading path, right? And I just executed this, and it worked for some reason. And when it worked, I just put a lot of comments there, and I actually slapped it into ChatGPT, and I said, hey, can you optimize it and ensure to put more comments so I can actually remember what I did here. It actually added this try catch or try except thingy that I didn't know. But yeah, that was really cool. And then we moved here, for example, for the DB part and the Prisma, this was me from experience talking, because I use Prisma. And then I actually wanted to use the enums because it's the first time that I'm working on something, and I wanted maybe to integrate everything that my viewers should see. Hey Z, thanks, good night and have fun, also you. And he said to all of you, have fun, y'all. Nice. Cool. You do anything, Rana? So in the new role of yours, full-time or part-time? Yeah, I'm full-time. Yeah. Do you have an end-to-end test you can step through so we can see the app, or just show the app? Shaded is, are you for the first time here, or? Good night, mate. Yeah. All right, so is this Prisma? Yeah, this is Prisma, by the way. All right, I can show you the application. I have no problem doing that. Where is it? It's in localhost. I need just to log in first. And by the way, we set up the login part. We set everything ourselves, which is really cool. And it was really too much hassle. All right, so now I'm sharing my screen. Here you go. Yesterday we did this part, so here the upload and the noise part. I still need to style it though. And here you go. Whenever I submit, you know what it will tell me? It will tell me that I actually have something similar. Yeah, so it will tell me, hey, noise already exists with prelaunchtime.mp3. . And then these other noises that we listen to here. Yeah, using TypeScript. So shaded, it's the same application, by the way. Yeah, same application, but we are integrating. We integrated 10 stack router, 10 stack query. We did a lot of good stuff, but it's not the right stuff. Like sometimes we implement stuff the bad way, kinda. And I still have a lot to learn. Yeah. Cool. This is my server, by the way. This is a very fun server. It's like very close to nothing. Yeah. But I still like it. I still feel like this is cool, right? I use express.json so I can actually parse or like URL encoded JSON stuff. And then I do a course on Origin and Morgan. And Morgan, just to, for example, you see this one here. How can I actually move through? Oh, I opened something wrong. Oh man, I opened the build tools. So I wanted actually to do Control B. That's what I do. Control B that. No. Control B. Okay, I forgot actually how to select. But what I wanted to do, I'll do it with the mouse. These are the posts, whatever these logs are actually done by Morgan. And Morgan, actually, you just specify the dev and it will log always on the dev, which is really cool. Yeah, this express static assets, this is where you are statically gonna upload the files. Sorry guys, I'm really yawning, I'm really tired, but we keep going. All right, so these are my routes. You can take a look at them and let me know if you have any questions, but for now, I think we already talked too much about them, and a lot of people in the chat knows exactly about this application and what we have in it, right? Cool. The IDE is NVMe. NVMe is NeoVim. Making a Kubernetes app which makes it so you can control your cluster in natural language, no common. Okay, that's something that I would never do. Let me guess, you're the coder who gets into old Apple phones for the agencies? Not really. What app are you building? I just shared it. So yeah, thanks for it's NeoVim. Yeah. James asked. Very cool. And anybody knows what theme I'm using? I'm using the Tokyo Night theme, right? Yeah, using Node.js for the backend with Prisma and SQLite. No, really, this means no always, not always, but sometimes, probably. Why not define pipelines using GitHub Actions and deploy it adversely? It's free. By the way, Sam, you see, you weren't here, right? You weren't here. We have Qualify installed, and let me show you. Yeah, you didn't come when we probably did Qualify. So the white noise is here. These are the backend, frontend, and we did it. We have, for example, the deployments are here. Oh, we have failing deployments 20 hours ago. Oh, why? Why it's failing? Let me check. Oh, the preview part. So when it's like running, it just fails. Show debug. Did not complete successfully. This is main, by the way. So the main branch is not doing it successful. Adding an upload noise component, fixing out a noise post request, successfully running the node. So yeah, this is the part where we actually did this, but let me just do one thing. I see if it's running correctly, and I can actually check where exactly it dropped. It dropped when I did when I actually changed some importation stuff. But you know what, I will redeploy. Yeah, this is front-end redeploying, and then I'll do backend also. I'll check the logs. Yeah, the backend is fine. So backend is fine, but the front-end is actually facing some problems. That's weird. Yeah, cool. I'll just wait a bit. Yeah, it's in progress. Let's check it. I'll just hide these debug logs, and then everything is gonna be okay. Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise, we can take off the console logs, make sure that we are uploading correctly, and we take everything to main and check what will happen. Maybe because it's in develop, something missing. Degree or self-taught? Both. I have a degree, but not that much of a deal. It didn't help me a lot. Do you not think it would have a use case? No, I don't think so. Smart man, thanks man. She said, hi man. I love all this, nice. Degree or self-taught, I answered that, but it's not shown only when it works externally, basically giving you red light, green light. It's a signal. I don't know, I don't understand what you're talking about here. But overall, yeah, hopefully we are on the right track here to not actually flop this application at the end. But I would require you guys to actually do a lot of PRs. At some point, I cannot do all of this on my own, right? Are using streams on the file upload or storing it in memory then saving it? Honestly, shaded here, I am shady. I am shady a bit about files and file storage and file upload and stuff like that. What I had is actually one of the viewers went and created, let me close this up, created this noises part. And then what he did exactly, he actually implemented two things. He implemented the Supabase file store client part, which is an S3 bucket somewhere, something is happening there. I have no idea what it is. But then he said, okay, but if you want things locally, you can use the local store file client, that one there. And here you get the file from the rec.files, which means that you are using Multer as a middleware to get the file. So rec.file here, do you remember when we did the GWT part, when we did rec.user, we get it from passport GS configuration as a middleware for authentication. This is exactly the same thing, but it's for file, and it returns as an express Multer file. So what happens here is that the interface of this is just a file list, kinda, which contains the name, the type, the path, whatever. But then it just drops that file here inside an asset folder. As you see, it's there. But then after it drops it there, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stream it or maybe get the noise. So here, for the get noise part, which is also I didn't check yet, he does the rec request and res of response, and then he actually didn't use the rec at all in this case, but yeah, he needs to put it so res doesn't act as a rec. And then he says, hey, find many on my database or on my asset, and then return that. Okay, get noises, this is to get all of them. And I want to actually check my databases if it stores anything about, did it update here? Let me check my my schema, because I remembered I did that part as well. Yeah, so here, whenever you upload, we will create a noise also. And how do I know that? If I go here, I will go up a bit, and then as you see here, I'm creating a noise with the file itself being actually with the file name being stored and the file type being stored as well, and the file result.uri, which actually means that it's path name here. So I'm going to stream them 100% because I'm not gonna ship the file later on. I'm gonna just ship the path for it, and it's gonna be streamed. That's what I do understand for now. I still didn't build anything about it, but I believe that's the correct way to do it. Yeah. Cool. Anybody on the Twitch chat know anything about streaming files by chunking them or something like that? Because honestly, I would like to know. Yeah. Yes, so Shaded said, I suggest for large files / stress testing streams. So yeah, testing streams so you don't max the memory and lock up. And I agree with you. And I think that's the correct thing to do. Yeah, that's a good question, Dampier. I think I'm storing them now in a folder, and I'm getting their path names to stream them. That's what I was thinking. But I still didn't have the correct, like I didn't have yet to test that, right? So I'm still not building that part yet, especially in the front end. Right now what I'm showing is actually only backend code with Express and backend controllers, basically. Nice. I mean, I hope that you understand that part, but then we can build something very quickly now. We can test something out. By the way, guys, I will actually push my Twitch again into into your face on 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 TikTok, just for you to also go there and follow, because honestly I want to reach out a good number on Twitch, and now that I'm affiliated, I'm really happy about what is happening there. So yeah, cool. My project going well, man. We are building stuff. All right. So what if we just do that? What if we just go and get the noises, get all of them here? And as you see, we have a console error if the things are going south. So we will see that here in the basically API, in the Morgan logs, and then we can test this out. We can do get noises, and we just need to check that in my route, in my routes. Route stock, and then here I have noises add, and this one get noises. I'll do slash noises. So this is gonna be my get noises basically. Delete noise key. I'm not gonna delete anything honestly, unless it's just bad, so I can use with Postman later on to edit, and I will give that only to people who are admins in this application. So whoever gonna be an admin will be responsible for adding noises. Actually, show me your own awesome improvements. I will show you. There you go. I came to Twitch. Nice. Shaded embers. Nice to see you then. Cool. So everybody go to Twitch. Everybody. Actually, I am on Kick as well. Actually, I am everywhere. I'm on Kick, on YouTube, but I never checked Kick on live actually. Oh yeah, we have someone watching on Kick actually. Hey, the person on Kick, go to Twitch as well. Search async stack and you will find me. Guy on Twitch said his name is Caruso96. He said, hey there, audio processing, and he just left, I suppose, because I didn't reply. Yeah, Provibles, he didn't actually came late. We didn't do anything. We were just talking about what we did, and we were talking also about the get noises application here, or the get noises controller. You might want to see it, so look at it, enjoy it, and let me know if there's something before I go to the front end to change. But yeah, I think that's fine, like to wait for Prisma noise by finding menu, so basically getting all the noises. And what this will do right now is just gonna replace my blob importation, right? And yeah, where the git? What do you mean, Shaded? You want my git as well? I will actually share that. Okay, thank you. There is someone on TikTok who pasted my Twitch account, and thanks. I will be happy for people to actually pin that. Can you give a small 10-second summary of the application? All right, that could be a good thing. Let me think about it. So my application is an app for you to help you focus. It has to-do lists, it has Pomodoro, and it has white noises to listen to. That's it. I think wrap it up. All right, for Git, I'm gonna share my screen very quickly to show you where you can find this for Git. And also if you want to Dockerize this application, or if you wanna maybe share this application with your friends and you have like an idea to implement or something like that, feel free to add it in the readme file here below, like in a ticker like that, and just add a PR. And there's a lot of issues already that you want to get to them. Search on lazy load, that's something that we can do now, and get blobs from DB. So this is what I'm going to do now. And by the way, I'm not getting any blobs from DB. I'm getting the path URI for that, and I'm going to stream them hopefully. I have no idea. Setting up streams route for noises. This is one done actually. This is done by, I think we should see what we can do about this. Either serve it complete or stream it in chunks. Well, it's always about noises here. Add your white noise, so that's done. Easy CSS to be added for the footer. So if the footer now has a bad CSS, this is a very easy one. Someone that is new to this, he can go and check. But we also have closed ones. So for example, Evils did a task here where he also added for me, for example, the GWT notification bar where he mainstreamed basically what I need to do, like query and disconnect to delete and validation to endpoint. I think we didn't finish with this completely, but we closed it because we removed completely the redundant part of passing a check on a user. There was a part where we created a middleware that is not necessarily needed, because already Passport.js has its own config to pass the user to all your authenticated route, which means that if a route is to add a to-do, it needs to be authenticated first. Therefore, that Passport configuration or the Passport.js configuration help you to do that automatically without writing a middleware for it, right? That's what I understood, if I actually could correctly explain it. But I think my explanation is not bad, right? Hopefully, yeah. So yeah, I will now share this white noise. I'll share it on Twitch. And hey, can you sign into your Twitch account? I should be able to care of the rest of the bots in here. Can you sign into this with your Twitch account? I should be able to take care of rest once the bot is in here. Oh, the stream elements part here, you mean? Let me log in. I think I am. Oof, let me just see about this. Let me just hide my screen for a second, check that I'm not typing any password, something like that. Okay. All right, and then what should I do? The bot is currently not in your chat. Oh, all right, I will join in. Mod the bot. Oh, okay, authorize it. I think it will get authorized, right? That's it. I just need to authorize it, right? Part-time mute. Oh, the bot is in your chart. Oh no, I did the part, but I don't understand. In order for the function properly on bot needs moderator rights to moderate blah 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 blah. Mods united to chat. Okay, okay. I will just give it another. All right. So now can you do mod stream elements GitHub like that, so it should work now. Oh, add com GitHub like that, and then you just give the link, and then you do git or GitHub. I don't know. I'm just trying. All right, I think I think you can take care of that. Is the bot there now? I don't know. All right, cool. This is TypeScript, JavaScript. But yeah, it should be there. By the way, are you Proivus? You should be a modder, right? Yeah, you're a mod. Oh, nice. Stream Elements now is in the chat. Cool. Cool, man. All right, let's move on. All right, I will go there and I will share my screen. Cool. Should be fine, right? Accept, bet, chat stat, contest, deny, dual, enter, giveaway, give points, join, next point, quote. Too many, right? I should import something here. I think custom commands, right? Add a new command, and then it will just give that. Can I give a moderation? Can I give you like a way to actually edit this? Can I add something here? Let me check. English mute port, no. I was thinking maybe I can add someone. Timer counters, band, loyalty, other. Chat stat, profile, okay. All right, let me actually pop up my chat. Yeah, scroll down to moderator. Oh, I was doing Nightbot, I think. Oh, okay. And he said scroll down to moderator. Let me check that. moderator. Yeah, okay, this is the moderator part. And then there is command. Yeah, cool. Command add, right? Command remove, edit, alias. Okay, that works actually. And there is this bingo part. And there is this alerts part. That's cool. That's amazing. I didn't know all of this. And then super moderator part also. Nice. I think that's it, right? You should be able to add stuff. Yeah. Oh, now let's do Discord. Oh, nice. Cool, man. Now it works. IG. Oops, I did wrong. If I all right, IG works. Yeah. Magic, man. Nice. Cool. What up, man? Oscar said. Guys, we are also talking about actually modding the stream elements mod, chat mod or whatever. And here you go. This is the Twitch link, so you can also go to Twitch and follow me there. That's what we were doing actually now. Yeah, I do have a link tree, yeah. Let me just share it in the chat. Oh, here you go. Yeah, it should be fine. Cool. Which language is that? It's TypeScript, JavaScript, Node, Express, whatever you wanna call it. But it's JavaScript, yeah. I'm just stating my degree in software engineering. Kinda nervous. Looks like a lot to take in. Oh, you're just starting, you mean? Where are you studying? Socials. Nice. So now we have all the stuff there. Nice. Cool, man. Thanks a lot. I mean, I really appreciate it. That's amazing. Is this R? No, it's not R. It's JavaScript. Cool. Let me create this part very quickly then. So then I'm gonna jump out to API/noises. Oops, I actually copied my link tree here. So this is what we did yesterday. So the fetch function where it goes actually and find stuff. So I'm gonna just jump at the end of the file. I'm gonna copy the same, but I'm gonna just say here get noises, just for the sake of it, get noises. Okay. And here we don't need anything. It's just an async function for sure. And I need the token probably. I need the noises. No, I don't need this part. I also don't need this part. I also don't need this part. It just returns the fetcher function and oh yeah, man. Now the funny part. Now this is get noises type or noises type, and doesn't need the message. It just have a okay. I'm gonna do something stupid. It's just that I'm going to do this as oops, I did a mistake. Let me just go to my registry and then copy what I have there. Okay, it's in 1. And then can I do an array directly here? Actually not, right? for sure. This is gonna be like that, and then it will save that, and then I just wanted to say, hey, maybe that's gonna be an array. Noises defined. Let's do noises. That's fine, I think, right? I forgot this part, but I think that's fine. I mean, I'm doing just the noises array, right? Yeah. Okay, you know what? That's bad. That's bad. This is repeatable. That's bad. Let me just do and I will go here, scenes like that. Okay, you know what? That would be better. and this is not needed because it's gonna be noises array directly here. Cool. Cannot find form data. Fuck that. We don't need the body. We don't need this. Oh, this is a get. I think you just start like that, and then API noises directly, and without that. Do we even need the slash at the end? Oh, wait a second. Where do you see that we have actually a message on top? Oh, I did a mistake. No, I didn't do any mistake. Title file path and path, that's a noise. And here we have URL method, real string, method string, and blah blah, and it can be null. It's not stable type of parameter fetcher options. Are you sure? It can be null as well. The noise can be null. That's what it's saying. Yeah. Oh, token is string or null. Holy shit, what is happening here? I think the method is not necessary. And the token is necessary. Yeah, token is necessary. Now we're actually flop here. So the fetcher needs to be have a return noises over array. That's fine because the noise is here. This should be gone. Yeah, let me check that after I check the chat. I'm new. What are you programming? We are doing a small white noise app. New Hampshire University, and I'm an undergrad trying to finish my last 2 years. Okay, that's really cool. I mean, I heard that in the UK there are really good universities. I'm not sure what university is the Hampshire one, but what I can actually tell you is just whatever you learn there, don't feel stressed. Enjoy your time as a student. Try to enjoy as much as you can. Do have fun. You know, the moment you feel like you're gonna finish, try to learn the basics and move on. You will have a good internship, I think, and you will move on from there and everything will be fine. So don't stress about it. I think students tend to stress a lot with the market right now, and everybody's saying, oh, I graduated last year but I didn't find a job. Maybe you're just a shitty developer. Get better. That's it. I mean, you're a student. You need to have as much time as you can to actually invest it to learn something, right? I'm not being harsh. I'm just saying the truth. I also didn't find a job for like 3 months after graduations because I was shit. So I invested the 3 months to learn something. CMLMs comes with certain chat protections. I think they are turned on by default. Could someone in this Twitch chat attempt to send a link, please? Oh, I think I let that happen because I changed it in the settings, right? But you're a mod also. Can you mod that? Can you actually add the settings? All right, I think there is something in settings says shield, like for URLs or something like that. Shield mode is off actually. I actually shielded off. All right, so for the shield mode, clear, chat from view, followers, channel mods, chat verification, quickly active, powerful safety. No. Okay. I don't know. Oh, it's separate to stream elements. Okay, okay. Oh, you sent already a link to how to change it. I don't see that. Ah, on Discord. Okay. Oh, okay. I'll check it. But just let's finish up with this, and then we go there. All right. So. One thing to learn to be less crappy developer. Data structures. You probably don't know much as you know. And also event loops. You also don't know as much as you know. Twitch chat protections are separate for two stream elements. Okay. What did you do to learn programming on 3 months programs or courses? For me, at that time, I remember I found like a good Udemy course, like Introduction to Web Development 2023 or wherever, and I followed it. I just followed it and started doing portfolios. Yeah, pro evals. I mean, you can do that. I mean, how can we do it? We can just split our screen into like two, and we can do code wars. You know, code wars is like, yeah, to find a solution for something very quickly, and we will do interactive chat, and also the chat can do it with us. And if you want to teach something, I would be really happy to give you even the platform to actually log in and start doing something. And we have events on the we have events on Discord where people can suggest what they want. So I have a friend of mine who works at Mercedes. He's a good data scientist or data engineer. He works with Databricks. He prepares APIs and stuff like that. And he seems to know good idea about how to build APIs correctly, like with paginations and stuff like that. I tend to learn from him as well sometimes, but I'm not a backend developer, so it's a taboo topic for me sometimes even to build like these JSON structures and stuff like that. So he told me, yeah, he will come there. So I will create an event, Pro Evils, for you. And I would say, hey, Pro Evils will come this afternoon, and he will teach this and that. And we will record it, and we will put it on YouTube. Plus, I will make a session for a pre-recorded live stream where we actually had the event. Or we do it live. I don't know. I see maybe you can hop on Discord with me and set up these kind of stream elements stuff, and we can do it together on Friday, Sunday, Saturday, wherever you are free, and we can fix stuff so things becomes more interactive. Yeah, we can pair program and build something. We can build like a small applications about maybe PDF finder or something like that. You know, these text finders or something like that, when you can highlight text based on an input or something like that, or use AI to use ChatGPT wrapper or something like that to do a resume, especially for something like that. People now tend to like AI projects a lot. So Proivils was recently built in a file upload service. It's quite an interesting project as we utilize AWS S3 CloudFront, Route 53, etc. We can create AEC for the infrastructure and create an Apple to manage uploads. What is an APPL? I don't know what is that, but what is also an IAC? Oh, okay. What is then the IAC part? Make together the website with lessons which can join and split the bill. I mean, yeah, why not? Yeah, but it's up also for everybody here who wants to do something similar. Yeah, infrastructure as code. Okay, think of Terraform and Pulumi and CloudFormation. Okay, interesting. Cool, man. Can I ask you, how did you when did you started to feel interested in being a broader JavaScript developer? So for me, I am a JavaScript developer. I tend not to know a lot about Terraform and about Pulumi or CloudFormation or AWS or S3 or wherever, right? So when, for you, Proevils, for example, when was it the time that you knew that now it's time for you to move on to know about all this infrastructure stuff, right? How that happened, right? Sorry, maybe my stream actually lagged a bit. I think so, but now I'm back. Yeah, this is React, by the way. Because I will tell you why I'm saying this. I have a friend of mine who has like 15 years of experience, get paid like shitload of money. He's a millionaire. He has like no applications, never streamed, never did anything. He just gets paid shitload of money. He's a French, actually he's Tunisian, but he moved to France at a very young age, and he worked when it was like 2005 or something like that, and he got paid, for example, at that time 6,000 euros or whatever. So he was rich basically with just salary, you know. So he bought a house, he bought a car, he bought whatever he wanted, and then he started just to accumulate money with the ETFs until it just boomed, right? So I asked him about what he's building, and he's saying, yeah, I'm building a perf nerving, no, it's called a perf nerving tool to let you know if your website is secure or not. I was thinking maybe it's a tool to DDoS the website or something. And then I looked at it. It just does like a million things. It does like check your SEO. It does performance check. It does streamline APIs and actually find out APIs and try to actually look at the APIs and tell you, hey, maybe this API is wrong. Maybe this API is actually better to do it this way. Maybe to paginate here. Maybe to do this. And I turned to him and I was like, how long did you build this for? He was like, yeah, 20 days. I was on vacation or something like that. At that moment, I realized he's really good. And I told him, what front end did you do? He said, like, yeah, I just looked at ChatCN and I liked React. So I started building. But do you have experience with React? No. I just learned on YouTube about 8-minute video to learn how to use hooks or whatever, and use state, and it tended to be really easy, so I used it. And I'm like, okay, that guy is a genius and he doesn't know. Right? So I'm waiting for the time when I will become like that. Honestly, I'm just saying because it's really interesting. Yeah. So Perivol shared also his story. He said, I started out with frontend, then I eventually needed backend, right? So then I moved to PHP, and with PHP, naturally, you need to learn how to deploy it to a VPS. All right, so here the NGNX part, maybe not NGNX. I think the what is it called, PHP. I forgot it, but whatever. Yeah, services that runs on like a database. Also, you NGNX and Apache. Yeah. Apache. So Apache has this SQL also configurator where you can actually also do UTF-8 databases and stuff like that, and actually link them to your WordPress or something like that. I remember doing that when I was young, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Some guy said Perl is PHP's father. Is that true? I don't know. Perl, Bash scripting for automation, and Perl is the PHP father. Oh, some guy said, bro, I just got an interview for 120K job. I'm so nervous. Why you are nervous? All right, Lan, before we continue with that, I will just go back to what Proevil said. Then you run into other issues. Let's say bandwidth costs. So you learn how to put media onto a CDN instead to make it fast globally. So this one I know. I know how to minify your stuff. I know how to put your assets clearly in a way that they stream better. I didn't use S3 and EC2 as you used. I know that you know better there, but I didn't have experience there. I have experience with Azure though. Very good experience with Azure and pipeline with Azure and Kubernetes and stuff. So then I can tend to use like secure files for Azure by default because I had to at my job, and I learned that. But it's not a big topic. It's just how to secure your files using like some policies, and then how to create like URI paths for them to use them later on. Like, for example, you can store some file with its path and secure it with a hash, and then say this is gonna be my environment variables to use with Azure, and it will work later on in the pipeline. Because sometimes you need pipeline stream environment variables, and sometimes you need app environment variables. So when you run the pipeline, sometimes you need Cypress to run on certain features and not on others, so you can ask for these secure files. And then the story, he said, keeps going from there. I learned bits and pieces as I went along. Then when you start to work for companies, most of them will use AWS, so you just learn AWS on the job. All this PHP stuff was all with WordPress for the most part. That's nice. When I was doing it, a little Laravel. Nice. So also I learned Laravel a bit. You know, my first project with React was to actually work on Laravel Composer Preact. So there is a React instance called the Preact that is on Oracle Cloud Management Tools that use Laravel on the back end, and on the front end you need to compose Laravel stuff, Laravel, what's it called? Laravel blades to run React at the end, GSX, and it worked. Actually, I was super happy when that worked. Yeah, because then I have not to use PHP. Oh, Not Found said he started with PHP. That's nice, on WordPress as well. That's cool. Everybody started on WordPress, so we come from different places, but same. Yeah. Nice. I think Gulp tool can be cool alternative to minify assets. Gulp. Yeah, I heard of that. I never used it. TV said, you know your stuff, believe yourself. Yeah, because Here Not Found is telling other guy who found a job, and he's going to interview for 120K a month, a year, and he told him, don't be nervous. You know your stuff, believe in yourself. Yeah. But what does Gulp do in general? It just minifies and that's it. That's all. I tend to like these tools sometimes when they are just single purpose, like a single responsibility tool, like it does one thing and moves on. I like GitHub tools, for example. It just pushes stuff and gets stuff, and that's it. It doesn't do anything extra. It doesn't compare. It doesn't do. I have a tool that I really like that. It's like an extension. So Proevil said, then through Laravel, I learned Vue. I was previously jQuery master, then after Vue, went to React. Interesting. Vue/React, so I dropped PHP and never looked back, and then went to Node. Nice. And then when was that? When was the React/Node? I'm guessing 2018 with functional components, maybe. Oh, Gulp, so then it's a transpiler? He said like it's like Webpack, right? Oh, yeah, makes sense because then you build the application and you minify your stuff. Oh, okay. Make total sense, man. Yeah, 2016 was the peak of actually class components. Reddit, I remember, was using class components. The only class component that I tend to use right now is called the use boundary component, where you use a class still. And that will kind of like find your errors and exactly not break the application, but then to show you exactly where the error is, so you know how to solve it, or maybe you know how to point the error and the error file. Yeah. Proevil said you would make a good engineer, a manager, or a CTO. You know that more so than a developer. But why? Is it me or you? I don't know. Yeah. But why can't I like that? Maybe. I don't know. CPAN is nice. The cool thing is Laravel is that we can inject widget/React components in HTML page. That's correct. That's probably what I was doing in a general kind of. Yeah. CPAN is nice. All right, now you guys are talking codes, and I don't know most of the stuff that you're talking about on TikTok. My strengths are in high-level principles and strategies on how to build robust applications, but implementation is your weak spot. True, yeah. Yeah. True. So I know macro stuff, like, yeah, but not micro stuff. But you know what? Do you think that I hate to code? Not really. I enjoy to code. And also, why do I have weak spots? Because I don't look at AIs. I don't read docs correctly, and I speak barely English. That's also a thing. Like you see right now that I'm trying to talk and stuff like that, but my professional English is really poor. And sometimes when I read like a robust phrase, like very kind of technical blended phrase, I don't know how even to explain it, then I tend to be lost, right? I tend to be lost. Like for example, let me open something right now to read about 10 stack. Let's say read about anything on 10 stack, right? I will open a page, and now I'm reading headless, type safe, and powerful utilities. So this is easy, but let me just go to 10 stack virtual. So something that I never used before, and then I read this. For example, I will just read something. Maximum composability. It's saying, come on, go up. Maximum composability with a single function/hook. You'll get limitless virtualization for vertical, horizontal, and grid style layouts. The API is tiny, literally one function, but its composability is not. So when I read this, I don't know where to look. I'd be like, okay, what does that even mean? There is like a maximum composable part of 10 stack that with a single function/hook you get limitless virtualization. So virtualization, I'm lost. I don't understand what is virtualization here at all, right? And then um, they are talking about vertical slash horizontal virtualizations and grid style layouts. So probably it's something regarding layouts. And then it says the API is tiny, so the functionality that you're gonna use later on. So maybe tanstack.something.one function, it's a one function, and the compatibility is not. Then this, I don't understand why they added that. So they said the API is tiny, but so the API is very tiny, but the composability part of it is huge, kinda. So it tend for me to understand this phrase to just reread it a million times, right? It would be easier for me to read it in French or Arabic, but as Arabs, we don't seem to be interested in writing documentations in Arabic, and we don't have that. You never hear about a package that came out of Saudi Arabia or Emirates for some reason. So even though that comes out from that country, they will write it in English. So and the CTOs and CEOs of these companies are from the US or from the UK or wherever. So that's my pain points also. So don't get me for granted when I say I really don't understand sometimes what I'm reading, and I need time, Yeah. So Pro Evil said, so build an arch diagram. Okay, before, yeah. So he said that my weaker spot is implementation 100%. And some guy said I will never code in Arabic. For sure, there is no way that you can code in Arabic, right? So building arch diagrams dictating how things should interconnect, what technology are right for the job, etc. You're good at that. Okay, thanks. And that's correct. I actually tend to be a good lead because I tend to know how to play around concepts so I can make them easy to understand sometimes. Yeah. That some people told me about. True. And he said that he's British and he can understand that my English is near perfectly fluent, he said. Thank you. I mean, yeah, probably, but don't get me for granted. Also, when I said that I'm really bad, it tend to be professionally. And now that I'm having fun talking to people that I like and people that are really nice, and it's not a job, it's not an interview. Sometimes I flop. I flopped in a very good interview once because I didn't know how to explain myself, right? But what you do is learn, right? So I learned from that and I tried to memorize some words. So Ref said that he's learning front end, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and also learning how to design a website. From his research, there is a lot of options of technologies to create websites, and I try to stick only to HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And if I will need backend, I will try to use only JS frameworks. I will tell you something, but I will need to continue reading. So I don't want to add another language as backend. So in summary, I want to be able to create my ideas from design to code. Do you think my approach is to stick to JS is bad? Not really. I think sticking to one lane, I always say that. Second thing is to learn JavaScript is really good. From my perspective, I feel you are front end, back end doing JavaScript, so you are just doing one syntax. You will be able to have the code in the tip of your fingers, and you will be able in the future to write stuff with just using one language. Why should that be bad? No, not really. Yeah. JavaScript can be pretty much do anything within reason. It can create front-end apps, back-end services, and even iOS and Android apps. Yeah, with React Native, Ionic, you will have all that for yourself. Even, you know what? Even learning only React will tend to actually show you a lot about front-end, back-end, and services, because then you install Next.js and everything now is back-end, front-end communicating everywhere, right? Yeah. The problem is, however, AI destroyed the path from beginner to junior to middle to senior dev. Correct, yeah. It did that. But not for me. I tend not to use it much. But I would tend to tell myself that I will keep doing this until I become a senior. And I think you will see it. Someday you will come to the stream and you will see me doing senior code, senior senior decisions, architecturally and coding wise, everything. Yeah. So next yeah, let me continue reading. So sorry for everybody here. I'm trying to read all your comments and I'm not writing code anymore, but this is fun. This is cool conversation and I would like to have this. By the way, if you want, please share with me a video that we can end this live stream with, maybe in 15 minutes after I read all the comments and I know what we're gonna do. We watch a video on YouTube about a concept, something new, like S3 bucketing. So let's learn something about S3. Share with me the best S3 introduction video on YouTube, and I will share it on stream, and we will watch it together and comment on it, right? Not like 30 minutes. Let's do 8 minutes, 10 minutes videos, just to explain the concepts, basically. Cool. So now I will tend to continue reading. The problem is, however, AI destroyed kind of the middle way to senior dev. That's correct. So technology speaking, in terms of having freedom to achieve all your product goals, yes, JavaScript is excellent, but will you be able to get a job in the future? Who knows? Because AI can do all of that. Yeah, I tend not to know how to answer this, but I think that, one second, I think that AI will not be able to do everything on itself. Right, that's it. I got asked in an industrial placement interview, what is an IFE? Yeah, I know that. Immediately invoked function expression. I had no clue what was that. You should know. You should know. All right, that's my senior side speaking, you know. If I remember what is an IFE, I learned that in 2016 when ECMAScript 6 came out. It's a self-invoked function. What it tends to be is that you can now I forgot English. You can define it and call it at the same time, right? Think about it as document.getReady or something, like a document.ready function. Yeah. When the document is ready, it fires, right? Next program. Well, are you a senior next, or are you junior, or where are you? Where are you right now? Are you on your first year, second year, studying, or working, or? Nice. As a British person, Shaded is talking here, that learned another language, people say, oh, you're good at X language, but English only speakers don't understand that it's very hard to feel good enough at your target language. Even if you can hold a conversation, it's just something English natives experience, much as we don't really need to learn more than English. Correct. Yeah. For me, I speak Russian. Nobody knows this. Я могу говорить на русском. Я очень хорошо говорю на русском тоже. И моя жена, она русская, она из Беларуси. И я учился в России тоже. Я был в Москве 3 года. So I actually speak Russian very good. And I have around the B2 to C1 level. And I feel that when I was in Russia, and don't get me politically wrong, BMW in Russian, BMW also, they say it as also like in German. So when I was in Russia, people were more forgiving. You know, once I had an interview with people in Germany, and they tend to not agree to speak in English just because they don't care if you speak other languages, right? So that is a bit worrying, because then you will have to learn English and then you will have to switch it to German. And then last time I was in my car and I wanted to tell my friend, hey, press the brake, and I said Bremse, like Bremse is brake in German, and I forgot the word brake, and he tended to actually nearly hit another car, and just because I was just like nearly really frustrated at that time. Yeah. So I was born in Tunisia, Tunis. It's an Arabic country, North African country. It played with England in the World Cup of 2018 in Russia. I was there in the match. I was actually in a World Cup match one time. That was nice. And we lost 1-0. It was Harry Kane who did like, and he had the first goal against Tunisia. At the moment, I think around the 70 minutes. But anyway, um, born in Tunisia, people tell you that you don't have a future here, especially with learning at a very young age that your currency is shit, everything is shit, so you need to move, right? So 19 years old, I moved out, uh, lived 3 years in another city, and then moved to Russia at 21. From Russia, I graduated 24. 24 moved to Serbia in Belgrade. I lived for 2 years. 26th, I moved to Germany, and for 4 years now I live in Germany. So I'm 30 years old, right? So that's not easy, right? If I was in the UK, I'll fire up my own agency when I was 18, and I will just pick my cousin who has a business, a bakery, and I will build him a website, and I will skip taxes on that. I mean, I'm kidding, but uh, it will be easier for me, at least to focus on one language. And also, I didn't have money, right? I didn't have money when I was young. Like for me to come to Germany directly, I need like a blocked account, proving that I'm not a bad guy. Another word starts with T, and that's bad. That's bad. Like for a person who is 19, you just want to study, wants to go there, you put like a 12K on him, like to pay to just be able to go study abroad. That's too much, right? So I'm not a native German speaker, and I'm also, I say the R weird, yes, because I tend to speak French also from a young age. Because we also, in Tunisia, we don't study Arabic. You know, if I read a poem in Arabic, I won't understand it at this point, because at 6 years, 7 years old, you start learning French, right? Why? Because we were colonized by France. So it's an identity crisis, but it's a bad thing. No, because it's a good thing. It opened my mind, so my mind is really absorbing things faster, right? Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah, cool. So next is a graduate in 2 months, and there is no offers yet. Wow, man, I wish you the best. If I have your resume, I think you said no, you didn't. If I have your resume, I would be able to kind of tell people about you if I could. Yeah, but amazing experience in life. Yeah, it is very amazing to be everywhere, and then just choose where you want to be. So yeah, I'd probably keep that on the down low, to be honest. Yeah. Invoke anonymously function. I call it a self-invoking anonymous function. That's also a good name for the AFI. Yeah. You could say to the British that you'll skip taxes. We have crazy issues going on due to immigration doing that. I was actually kidding about that. Yeah. To be honest, to any Western Europe country, true. Yeah. I think he means that when doing business. Yeah, true. I don't understand why in England you have to be licensed. You really do have to be licensed? Because in Germany we have to be also. It's a middle finger. You can ignore letters from TV license. They can't do anything about it. Really? You know, if I'm a Tunisian and I have ignored like the German TV license and I didn't pay it, it's 17 euros per month. Then when I apply for citizenship, for example, I cannot get it because I am a bad guy. They would consider you a bad guy. But the reality is different. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct. It's a total different thing, man. Like, you cannot imagine that my brain is constructed the same as your brain, for example. That's the different thing about what I'm saying here, is because you pass your life actually looking for a place to settle before you even start learning and having a life. So it's different. So I suppose you were born in the UK, you're not an immigrant, or maybe your parents are, whoever, but you will find it always easier to speak your own language to get whatever and whatever and whatever, right? So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to talk about this to some people sometimes. To an extent, they don't understand what you had to hustle to reach out to certain stuff. I was just asked if your live is appropriate for TikTok. What did you do? No, I did nothing. It's appropriate. Maybe I said a word here or there, but it's fine. I can delete it later and that will be appropriate. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about political stuff. Probably that's why. Yeah. And I said something in Russian. Yeah. Oh, what if that? Whoa. What if actually it was because I spoke in Russian? Oh, wow. Then I will get a problem later on. Anyway, I don't care. I am from Tunisia, Tunis. Yeah. We usually play a game on TikTok when someone actually asks me where am I from, and they always guess it wrong. Another country's state media is funded directly from your taxes. True, you get zero choice. It's somehow the same in England. However, they just call it a license. It's not really one. But the benefit is, if you don't watch live TV, you don't pay it. In other countries, you'd have no option but just to pay. Yeah, in Germany, you'd have no option as well. Um, I live in Cyprus, and I think our TV channels here get paid from advertisement. Also in Tunisia, they get paid from advertisements, but not sure 100%. Yeah. Привет. Now we talk in Russian, so we be inappropriate. Yeah. The enemy of the West. Okay, as you say on Western platforms, that's already heavily sanctioned against such countries. This is why I say keep it on the down low. Yeah, okay, I will never do that again. Yeah, I'm from Tunisia. Yeah. BBC has no advertisements. That's the difference since it's funded by the license. Then what about all these political live streams on Twitch, man? But well, I think on Twitch I'm fine, but on TikTok probably is not. And also on TikTok is actually a Chinese company. Why should they actually highlight certain stuff like that? Weird, man. Cool. Well, we now learn, right? Cool, man. Yeah, so yeah, correct. I heard also about Russian streamers not being able to get any money because sanctions basically. But Twitch makes sense because Twitch is American, right? And also it has its other mandatory policies in Germany, for example. You need to give your tax ID and stuff like that before you become an affiliate. I think the same in the UK. So they can control your money and stuff like that and tax you from there. But the thing is that for the UK and Russia, I think everything, even Nintendo, is not working on Russia anymore. Like I remember opening my Nintendo account that I had multiple games on, many games, and then opening also my Xbox account, and it's banned for some reason. And a game that goes out in US for like $60, it's $20 in Russia by default because of the like power of pocketing power or whatever you call it. Like they cannot buy $60. You multiply it by 2, and that's basically a salary in that country. Yeah. What does TikTok becomes more and more source of white money means? I don't understand that part. They have to use VPN and SIM from other countries. Oh, but still, they don't have still bank accounts in other countries, and they need to verify their names when they get paid. So after all, you cannot get paid. You will never get paid. Yeah, because they need to verify your account and your name and so on and so forth. Yeah, I know there is a guy who owned one of the clubs in the Premier League who got sanctioned, and his club got into losing streak because the players are not getting paid anymore. Did you know Russian streamers can't? Yeah, that I know. We also sanctioned that. I know. I read. Or even Russian affiliated individuals. That's crazy. I saw Russian YouTubers who change country and they are able to get paid. Okay, but they also get the bank account there. Oh yeah. You can go to Georgia or Armenia and you still live with a Russian passport there, and you can get a bank account. That's correct. That's 100% correct. That's why most of the Russians are in Turkey and these places, like close by but not far, and they can make money out there. Yeah, doing fraud isn't great at all. But is TikTok really getting bad in the US? I'm not sure. Isn't it like right now extend to another 3 months? Maybe here Susie can tell us because she follows this kind of news. Some guy said was going to offer advice, but then I heard the accent. You're 100% better than me. But advice about what? By the way, but when we were talking about English and stuff. Nice. Oh, plus 90 days in January, so you have now 45 days left. No, more actually. No, it should be more, right? Because that's already 90 days past. Or maybe in January 21, so you still have like 10 days left. How does that even work, man? Yeah, could I contact you for work? Yeah, you can contact me anytime. Oh, so yesterday it was 45 additional days to actually TikTok to be there. Do you develop plugins? Yeah, I have a couple experience on that, but we need to talk. Maybe then I can actually understand what you need to do, and I will tell you 100%. Okay, now Twitch again. So, okay. So TikTok getting banned in the USA still. By the way, Trump just paused on a ban, but the ban is still coming in the USA. Company doesn't buy it. Amazon recently put in a bid to buy it, but not sure if it was accepted. So did they put a bid to buy the American part of it or the whole thing in China? It was a Russian woman who moved to Georgia and got driver license for a car, and she was able to use that license to change the payment for her account. But that's fraud. That's totally fraud, because you are not a resident until you get a permanent residence. Not permanent, like a visa or something like that, related to a job or a family, right? At some point you got that, and she could use it, but if they change their policy to check, then she will lose all her money. Happened to a lot of my friends when they used Wise. Do you know Wise Transfer? There is a banking application called Wise Transfer, who you could from anywhere in the world get an IBAN in Switzerland or in Brussels. It was in Brussels, yeah. So everybody has a Brussels IBAN, and then you can get paid even with an American ID or something like that. So people who were actually using PayPal to get paid for certain services and they pay the fee for it, now they don't need to, because there you can get an IBAN for the US, temporary one even, to get paid and then delete it. And then it became like Bitcoin for decentralized banking at this point. And then they just blocked everyone else. They went back to every Tunisian guy, for example, my friends, and they asked them, do you ever live in Europe? And they say no, and then ban. That's it. Yeah. Good evening, Shadi. Because you're defrauding the platform, lying about where you're from to extract its wealth. It's a driving license. Yeah, but that's how you think as a normal person. Like when you think that, but yeah, it's a normal thing. But yeah, it's just a driver license. But yeah, it's just a paper. Just sign it for me, and that's it. That's how fraud happens. People just like minify the problem. Like they be like, oh man, this is not a problem. Yeah, what do you want? Like for me to sign a paper that you're married in Germany so you can get a visa? No problem. Here you go. And then you commit crime. You know what I mean? So that happens a lot. Yeah. Okay, so Rev, his wife is Ukrainian, and here in Cyprus you need to give your foreign driving license, so they will give you a Cypriot one. That's the only way to be able to drive here. Yeah, correct. For me, I did have Tunisian one. I had to break it and give it to the government in Germany and redo the whole thing. Redo, not give and receive. Redo, like the coding, not coding, like the the exam and also the practical exam. did did you get a gift as line in TikTok? And I never did get that, and I would probably put it all to charity if I did, because I don't really like people to spend that much money. Yeah. Is Elon Musk going to get TikTok? I don't think so. Yeah. All right. I'm reading more comments here. I think the problem is with YouTube who accept driver license. Yeah. You're driving to blur the line between getting a driver license to be able to drive in another country and getting a driver license to lie to other countries to get access to their services. Licenses to drive is okay. Licenses to lie is bad. Well, Proevils, you're here a bit harsh because they are people that has no choice, kind of like to do this kind of stuff. So I get it, but to the point that that you just tell that's a total lie. You should be, I was about to say you should be going to jail. Not right, not like that, but probably we should make an KYC better, like the know your customer services stuff. We should make them better so we avoid this and we don't have to lie at all, right? That's it. Yeah. I do ID verification. It's my job. I don't consider fraud. Fraud would be to edit ID or use stolen ID. Well, that's why different countries has different laws. And that's it, I think. Cool. All right, guys. It's 1 a.m. already for me, so I need to go. But really, I enjoyed this. I will check why TikTok is actually trying to ban me. But it's cool. No, it's not trying to ban me. It's just maybe that I need to check why it actually told people to press OK before coming here. Hey, Shaw, how are you? Cool. So, guys, do you want to maybe watch something before I go, like a video about S3 or something? Do you have anything? Not found. Said pleasure talking with you. Thanks, man. I'm really also pleasure talking to everybody of you. I will be here tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow I will come home at 11. I will go to Freiburg in the morning, so I need to drive. No, not the drive. Take the train. Why I actually thought I'm going to actually be in an interview as well, and hopefully 11 p.m. I will be home, and yeah, midnight maybe. It's gonna be late again, but yeah, cool. Where am I from? Tunisia. All right, so I will do this get noises part tomorrow. I think we will start by it. And sorry that I didn't code much. We were talking a lot about other stuff, but yeah, still we did good. We did a good job. Fraud is when you tell another country you're Georgian, but we're not. Russians can't access payment systems, so you lie, say you're Georgian and get access. That's fraud. So Russia can use payment system, and Belarus as well can make payment system, but they are banned from the one that starts with S. The Swift payment methods, right? And Swift has partnership with Visa, MasterCard, plus EC2 from Germany, plus other ones, and EC card and stuff like that. So all of these are actually banned by default because you are actually getting banned from Swift, right? And if you are locked out from Swift, there is other two types of policies that you can buy. There's a Chinese policy that tend like to be used also in the countries that were actually also in the Soviet Union, and then the Soviet Union actually funded this another policy to be able to be used in North Africa, like in Egypt, like in Sudan, like in Algeria, also Tunisia, by the way. We built a hospital with the Chinese not so long ago. It got built in 2 weeks, and then it's a hospital somewhere like this, like popped out of nowhere. And we use this policy also. And that's why we have here in the West the Western European Union, like the NATO, and they did themselves like another one. So what is the name of the Russian Union group? Union group. I think they called it something. The ENAU, EAU, or Eurasian Economic Union, right? Yeah, here you go. I found it. The Eurasian Economic Union. Yeah. So the purpose of it is just to aim to create a single market with free movement of goods, services, capital, and labor. And there's a lot of hidden stuff on that because from what I know, because of my wife, it's used even by Ukraine. It got used by countries like Syria, like France before even, and they tend to not tell people about it, so they tend to lie that they are using other stuff than Swift that are heavily funded by Russia and just for under the hood, like under the kitchen, like so they don't tell you. But in NATO, when they talk about Russia, they talk bad about it. So for me, I am not sure even whom to look. I tend just to learn JavaScript here and be okay with everything they do. Nice. Not Found said that I made him a friend today, and same to me. Honestly, join our Discord and yeah, I'll be really happy to see you every day here. Yeah, I will teach more about React tomorrow. I'll tend to talk a bit about hooks maybe, right? Cool. If Russians can't access payment, how Russians in Europe operate the business? They tend to sell their stuff. You know that all the Russian assets are 270 billion of assets are blocked in the European Union, especially in France, in the south of France, and they're all Russians. And what Ukraine is getting is not getting money, is getting these assets into banks. So banks gave them money. So if you think about it, they don't lend money as money, they lend assets and to get money, right? It's like you have Amazon of stocks and you go to your bank and say, I have 300 million of Amazon stock and I can sell you this, but I don't want to sell it. Give me 300 million equality of them on money and you can have my stocks in case if I couldn't pay you back, right? Same thing, but different, right? And that's a bad thing to do. Honestly, I don't know much about finance, but I tend to learn a lot lately because of what I saw happening. And I started when I had a kid, especially when I had Noah, my son, I panicked kinda, and I went and I bought a car. I wanted to be more safe, and I got married, and I did a lot of stuff like that makes me stable. And anything that I had from my job, I tend to search the ETF, and I made like a single robot, like what you call in crypto a signal, basically. And it does not trade on signals, it trades on ETFs. Basically, it chose for me, for example, MSCI World, and it told me that if I tend to use 14 of every month and 24th of every month, that's the less risky period of time. And then by 1 year, I had 30 plus. But now I'm on minus because what happened with Trump. Yeah. Wow, man. Okay, so now we are talking politics a lot. Do you know about set based and UTT? Yeah, I know. Not found. What is set base? Nice. There's a lot of people actually asking, am I living in Germany? Yes, I'm living in Germany. Cool. I know that Putin is bad. She luckily escaped 2 times the war. That's sad. I mean, I know, for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of hidden stuff that we don't know also. The funny part is that they don't want to cease fire just because they don't want to have an election. How dumb is that, right? So we either go to war or we sanction and try to force him to stop sanctions, heavily destroy Russian economy. Putin is asking Trump to lift sanctions in negotiation because it's getting bad for Russia. True. We're taking interest earning to those 250 billion assets and giving it to Ukraine. Correct. That's by France, actually. Macron said actually that he will do that since the beginning, and he actually forwarded that. On the other hand, the US actually gave money. Like that's why they are mad. Since Trump is a Russian asset. All right, that's like a statement, right? Do you think the war will end? I think the war will end. Yeah, eventually, yes. Oh, also Pro said eventually yes, but when, I don't know. Also, I don't know when I, as a developer, start paying 1,000 for gas every day, and I cry about it. Putin won't live for too much longer. He's an old man. You saw some videos where a van taking random men from the streets to the army. I think Rev is subscribed to these Telegram groups about war. Um, and I get it because one person from Ukraine and at my job, he came to me and was like, "Смотри, смотри, я покажу тебе как это, and I was like, okay, what should I see? And he showed me this uh, group in Telegram where they stop vans and take people who are like middle aged, like 30 and around 25 and stuff, who actually are not going to war. Yeah. Hopefully the war ends ASAP. Hopefully, yes. Construction isn't bad or isn't nice, but when conscription happens in any country, the van shows up there too. I don't understand here. You mean when things go wrong, for sure people will start actually taking people to war? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, for sure they need their people more than anything. You should understand both people, both sides, right? But for sure you should say Slava Ukraini, and that's because they are the ones who are suffering. But you know what I hate? When I say Israel and Palestine, people tend to not know anything about that. Yeah, so it's the same situation, but people are not showing their support as much, right? And I'm, as an Arab man, as a person who cares a lot about his background, also I tend to hate that part, right? Some men don't want to go when they have to, so a van shows up to get them. Okay. I'm a Greek and it's mandatory to go to the army. Oh wow. Is it possible to flee Ukraine or not? It is possible to flee Ukraine if you are in the age restriction part where you cannot, shouldn't do that. Okay, as a developer, my code has to be version controlled. That's correct. So not found here is telling his experience when it comes to coding. That's a good thing that you're actually keeping the topic here. Would you be able to do a video tutorial on set base and UDT? Yeah, I would do that. No problem. I will check what you need. Maybe send me a message what you want to know, and I will do something. Kanban for the win. Are we talking Jira now or talking Scrum mastering or whatever? Cool. All right, nice. All right, let's stop this, man. It's like a never-ending. You can speak in the chat about it, no problem. But it's never like a ending topic about wars and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy, yeah. Not found said I will use Jira to take to work. Kanban for the win. You will just save time to others to leave the country. I will not have. Yeah, I mean, interesting. A lot of opinions, man, in the chat. A lot of opinions. Kanban for the win still. Yeah. You know, it's mandatory to go to the army only if your country depends on it, and it's also having conflicts. So if you are in South Korea, and even you are a pop star like BTS, these people, they tend also to go to the army because they need to, because at any moment they can have a war with North Korea. So that's normal, totally normal. Cool. Nice, man. I need actually to wake up in 4 hours. She's crazy. I am not going to sleep well then. Cool. I'm closing everything here. And then I will say goodnight to everyone. Thanks all for being here. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. I will talk to all of you tomorrow, same time, probably. And yeah, please be here. Let's talk more. Let's code more. Let's do the best of both experiences. Thanks for everybody who is actually subscribed. So we have Pro Evils is subscribed. Also, we have another guy who's subscribed who's not in here, but I really appreciate all of you. And yeah, I mean, I will always shout out to these subscribers because they're awesome. And also, tomorrow we will I will probably even do some coding before come here, so I actually do something to show. And yeah, cool, man. Thanks a lot. So see you tomorrow. Thanks for being awesome. And yeah, if you have any questions or something, you can go to my link tree and you can join our Discord. So we have everything there. So, or you can go to Twitch and do bank socials, and then you will have it. Good night, everyone. Thanks for being awesome. I'll go have a shave my beard so I don't look like like a homeless person tomorrow. And see you soon. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your day and have a good night. Ciao, ciao.